How many of you are still meeting standard with a 3? Thumb up. What about if you're almost meeting standard at a 2? Who's at a 2 right now? Please take out your assignment from yesterday. That's 2.3 with your rubrics. Take out your quality of evidence rubrics for us to really evaluate yourself for quality. Remember, we're checking for quality right now. Are we meeting standard in terms of showing our thinking so somebody else could understand it if they picked up your paper? They'd understand exactly what you're doing. So go ahead and evaluate your assignment from yesterday. Even if you're not finished, I want you to evaluate what you have done.
Read it.
Yeah, and then go ahead and put a score at the top. Go ahead. Just like we do each and every day. We use rubrics for specific GLEs. They took this assessment today, and now they're scoring themselves, and they're saying, am I a 1, 2, 3, or 4? Okay, I'm at a 2. Look at the rubric. What can I do to get from a 2 to a 4? It's not my opinion. It's what does the rubric say I need to do? What's that criteria that I have to be able to show to prove that I'm meeting standard? As I was walking around, I saw some people with finished assignments, some people with incomplete assignments. Now, remember, as usual, what I've asked you to do is to score yourself on what you've done so far. You can always finish the rest later, okay? But give yourself a score on what you've done so far. And if you haven't done that yet, please do so before you turn that in. Right now, we're going to take just a few seconds, like usual, and we're going to have somebody tell us what they got and why they got it. So right now, we're really evaluating our quality of work, okay? Are we turning in quality work that's meeting standard? Are we? And you know what? You guys all know what the criteria is. Let's call. I'm just going to choose somebody random. Chance, we've already had you present today. I know you want to help out. Ivan, you got nominated. Ivan, I'm sorry. Ivan, what'd you give yourself today?
I gave myself a 4.
How'd you get a 4? Or why did you give yourself a 4?
Work is fully shown. Answer is mathematically correct. Answered are labeled. Enough words, pictures, graphs, numbers.
So Ivan, those are all facts, right? Those are all things that you know you did. So you're not just giving yourself a 4 because you think your paper's cool. Okay, so you actually have a reason and you're using the criteria on the rubric. Awesome. Rebecca, when you evaluated your work, what score did you give yourself?
A 3.
Why did you give yourself a 3?
Because my work is mostly shown.
Okay.
Answers are mathematically correct.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
And there's enough words, pictures, and graphs and numbers shown.
Cool. How many of you gave yourself 4s? How many of you are there? Okay, a couple of you. How many of you are still meeting standard with a 3? Thumb up. What about if you're almost meeting standard at a 2? Who's at a 2 right now? Awesome. How many of you used your rubric? How many of you just looked at it and said, this looks pretty good. I'm going to give myself a 3. Did anybody do that? Did some people really did that? Okay, where should we be looking? What's the ultimate judge of our work? Alicia, your rubric is the ultimate judge of our work. I'm trying to get the kids to understand what is quality. So much of math isn't can you do the computations? Can you do the arithmetic, okay? There's mathematicians and then there's arithmeticians. A mathematician is somebody that can think about it, that can explain it, that can analyze, and then can explain to somebody else how they did what they did. And that's really where I'm going with that general rubric that I've developed, where they can really use that rubric for almost any assignment we do, because it really is about process and communication with that. For me, it is, at least. And that's, if you can't communicate what you know, you're not going to do well on tests. You might not do well in life. Rather than me just showing them, hey, here's what you need to do, it's allowing them to see where they're at, and then they're able to start pulling themselves up the ladder once they know what those next steps are to get them from here to here. Can I ask you real quick, James, what could you do to bring your paper from a 2 up to a 3?
To organize and check for misspelled words.
I've already seen results. I got my first assessments back last week, and I'm already seeing kids explaining more of their thinking than I did last year when I didn't use this. So early indications are that it is making a difference. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I think that's wonderful.